hold the anti-net. Much appreciated. And if at any time during the net there's priority traffic, just let us know and everybody will clear the frequency. Is there any priority traffic at this time? Alright, the 2 Meter Crew is not an actual club, just a bunch of ham operators, old and new, that kind of just came together and seems to be pretty active out there, always trying to learn a little more and enjoy the hobby. There's no dues or fees to be a 2 Meter Crew member, and you can log into the 2metercrew.com or visit the Facebook site 2MC to get a little more info and hear about the 2 Meter Crew. This is an absolutely open net and everybody's welcome. Please feel free to participate and join in. The 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net meets every Wednesday here at 7 o'clock on the W6 VVR repeater, 145.470, negative offset of 600 kilohertz, and a PL of 127.3 hertz. We'll go ahead and start taking check-ins now. We'll take everybody up on regular analog radio, and then I'll take the EchoLink and so forth last, so we can handle the delays a little better. Who's going to check in there first?
K6 CWS, no traffic.
Evening, Cliff. How are you? And who's next?
Dan, Kilo Foxtrot 6, Hotel, in Orland.
KF6 HHH. Dan, good evening. Who's next?
Kilo 6 Tango Papa, James in Elk Grove.
K6 TP James. Good evening. Who's next?
KG6 AEV, checking in.
Marcus, good evening. Go ahead, who's next?
Hey, Carlos. KM6FAK.
Genius. Jason, welcome aboard this evening. Who's next?
WG5EEK, Mike in Vacaville.
Good evening, Mike. Who's next?
November 6th, Alpha Charlie Kilo, Daryl out in Roseville.
KN6 ACK and Daryl. Who's next?
N6 HOU, Tyler Thomas in Elk Grove.
And I want to make sure I got that one right. KN6 HLU.
Yes.
All right. Good evening. And who's next?
KN6 HKM, Chris and Clayton. That's Hotel Kilo Mike.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for checking in. Who is next?
KN6 ETB, Kellen Vacaville.
KN6 ETB. And who's checking in next?
KI5 FME.
KI5 FME. Good evening. Who else is checking in?
November 6th, Victor Lima Foxtrot, Kevin in Fairfield, listening.
Good evening, Kevin. And anybody else before I switch over to EchoLink?
W6LEE.
Joshua. Anybody else?
KI6UJH.
KM6UJH.
Roger.
Yeah, Doug, I believe it is, isn't it? Good evening. And anybody else?
KM6TAX.
Anybody else out there on EchoLink? Come now.
WA6 PKJ.
Hey, Rod. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else? Who's coming next?
6YKX.
Robbie, how you doing? Who else checking in?
Kilo 8, Juliet, Echo, Kilo, John, Litchfield, Ohio.
K8JEK. Welcome aboard, John. Thanks for checking in from so far. Who else is checking in there?
As usual, I had the external on. Good evening, everybody, and good night. Good evening, Carlos. Not a good day, sir. Not sure if the lack of oxygen, I just drank too much coffee, or I just did too damn much today. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Mitch, WU1Q, hiding up here in the hills of Marin.
Hey, Mitch, good evening. Who else is checking in?
KM6TAX, I guess I'll go again. Maybe I doubled with someone before. And my wife's in Marin County right now.
I know, I just took her out to dinner, dude. Don't be mad, okay?
Oh, Mitch.
Yeah, Ted, I did not hear you earlier. And anybody else, EchoLink, need to check in.
Are you dead? Grrr. Dude, I was just kidding, man.
Hey, so great news. I think the words match my mouth. Let me know in the comments if I'm not matching.
All right, we'll swing back around in a little bit if that's all our check-ins. And let's see, let's go through our regular business.
Carlos, your audio.
Rodney, WA6PKJ.
Here we go.
Any updates or anything interesting on the website?
Good evening, Carlos. Just a few things. We reached a milestone of registered crew members after cleaning out all the Russian bot accounts and everything else. We've now got 200 registered 2-meter crew members on the website, so that's good. It keeps growing. And one thing I do want to mention is some new files up on the website that you can reach by clicking on the file menu. And it's a set of files that has all kinds of really good 10-meter information about propagation, about just a whole host of stuff. And it was given to me by Eric.
I don't want to talk.
N6SPP. And it's stuff that he's put together over the years through his experience operating on 10 meters. So it has beacons, propagation, all kinds of stuff. So check that out if you're interested in 10 meters. And that's about it, Carlos.
Ready?
Thank you.
Did that match? don't know how many times I did
All
that.
right, well, thank you, sir. And K6 DJV, did you make it on yet today? Well, I'll update for the Facebook and the YouTube page that Derek runs. He keeps them active, and he's been doing some more simplex. He's out there working hilltops. I see he has a new edited video up, and always has something interesting to watch and catch up on there. So check out the 2MC Facebook page, and you'll find the YouTube links from there. Any DXing or simplex reports or anything planned folks want to bring up? All right, and for 2 Meter Crew planned events, what is it, next Sunday now, March 1st at 9 o'clock, we're meeting for a 2 Meter Crew breakfast in Benicia at the Benicia Grill. So if folks are interested, drop by. We usually have a pretty good
Check
time
out this
and
guy's
actually a big
YouTube.
turnout.
Keeping
It's
simplex
good.
alive.
Faces with everybody's call signs and see what they're up to. See just how ugly everybody is. Any other planned events or stuff to bring up? I guess one more would be that the next Ham Fest, I believe it was March 21st in Loomis.
You know, Carlos, it's coming up quicker than we think. Field Day for everyone, June 27th and 28th. I just want to put that in everyone's mind, because before you know it, your wife will put something on the calendar, and well, that's it. So yeah, Field Day. I know we got a few more months of that coming up still, but it's always good to beat the person that makes your schedule. Get in there first.
Yeah, that sounds good, and that's right. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason. Any other events or anything folks want to bring up?
KN6DAL, late check-in, sorry.
Hey, Nick. Perfect. KN6DAL. Our northern brethren. And good evening.
Yeah, don't let it happen again, Nick.
Well, if he's going to check in, then KD6KWV for a late check-in, Carlos.
KD6KWB, gotcha. Anybody else on a late check-in?
Throw on the pile in 6SMH.
How you doing, late check-ins? KM6.
Okay, I caught N6 shaking my head, and the other gentleman was KM6, and then you dropped off. I didn't catch the tail end of that.
Carlos, you did get Kilo Delta 6 Kilo Whiskey Victor.
Kilo Delta 6 Kilo Whiskey Victor. All right, got it.
How's this look, Mike? Mike said I need a
Anybody
helmet
else
in here. In the bunker.
I don't know if you got my check-in. This is Dave, KM6YKN.
All right, got you, Dave. KM6YKN. Anybody else?
KM6UUQ, this is Zach, transmitting out of Backville.
KM6UUQ, was that Zach? All right, good evening, Zach. Anybody else?
Robert, Randy and Lodi.
I got most of that. Kilo 6 Robert blank Robert. Help me out again with those last three, if you would.
Kilo 6, Robert Sam Robert, Randy in Lodi.
All right, Randy. RSR. I got you that time. A little noisy, but I got you. Anybody else checking in? All right, I was going to swing over to Jason, catch him on the spot. We updated on our Facebook page and websites. Anything updates from our live streaming genius there?
Yeah, hello, Carlos, and everyone out there on YouTube. Things are going well. Had a meeting with the CFO today. We got faster internet. I'm doing about 4,000 kilobits per second. Everything's looking good. A bunch of people are in the chat, so come say hello if you haven't had a chance to check in. That'd be a good place to do it. Only because we're going to try to kick off a conversation, but please try to chime in as the conversation does take off. I know EchoLink can be a little tricky. Oh, and one thing I didn't do yet, I'll be putting an AllStar node into the chat. So if you have that ability, you can also try that. So it looks like we're somewhere around 20 or so people watching. So yeah, having a lot of fun. Having playing with the shack. I'm in the bunker, if you're staring at me. I figured, well, you know, there could be something coming stateside, and I want to be ready for it. So back to you, Carlos. KM6 FAK.
That sounded a little rough, a little coronavirus-ish. Yeah, we got about 22 people checked in today. So I'll go back through and just touch base real quick, see what folks are up to, if there's anything you want to talk to the anti-net about. And then we'll come back to a couple topics. I had a couple ideas of things to talk about, but I don't have an Elmer to speak about them yet, so they're going to come out as kind of questions. I'm going to put them out now, so if folks have a little info on them, you can mull it around, and when we go to the topic, hopefully you can give us information. And one of the suggestions for topic was safe distance from antennas and RF exposure. So if anybody has any info or wisdom on the safe distance from antennas in relation to RF exposure, kind of mull that over. When we come back to topics, you can chime in. And the other was sun propagation reports. I think I have that right. You know, we kind of get almost a weather report from the sun, how it affects our propagation, kind of any insight on how to read those and what the different terms mean. So dwell on that when we get through with check-ins. We'll come back to the topic. And K6CWS, Cliff, did you have anything for the net?
No traffic.
All right, KF6HHH, Dan.
Hi, good evening, Carlos in the net, KF6HHH. Nothing, kind of waiting for the ham invention and stuff coming up next month, and another ham event that I want to go attend, and that's about it. I got a new HT about a month ago. I finally figured out what button I pressed that was wrong and got that fixed, so now it's working, and everything's starting to look up. Now we just keep the warm weather. That'd be great. KF6HHH.
Good news, man. You're definitely on the upturn there, Dan. K6TP James.
Yeah, I was just checking in to the net on the suggestion of my friend Daryl, KN6ACK. My son took the one-day tech class in Benicia several weeks back, and I understood that you guys were somewhat associated with that. And so I wanted to say thanks. He passed. He was just on the net also. It's only the second time he's gotten on the air. His call currently is KN6HLU. And just wanted to pass along my thanks and his thanks, and that was about it.
Okay. Where did he take the test out again?
It was during the ham cram in Benicia about 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay, well, Cool, yeah. 2 Meter Crew members may have been there or around, but yeah, Benicia does a pretty good job with that, with the teaching and everything. And yeah, definitely tell your son to check in. I think we're a pretty friendly bunch. We're either here or over on the 3.3 repeater. And usually something going on, some activity, testing antennas or talking about something radio. So welcome aboard KN6HLU.
I got my general, Carlos, so I must have gotten it the day his son got his license. That's awesome.
Very cool. And maybe you were the one there talking 2 Meter Crew. So good deal. Yeah, we're here to help. Let me see, move on. KG6AB Marcus. All right, KM6FAK. Jason, anything else to update us on?
Oh, not right now, Carlos. Things are just going along swimmingly. For those in the chat and watching on YouTube, help me out. Let me know if my lips are not matching the words. I've done a lot of clapping before I hit go live to try to synchronize all this up. So no, I'm anxious to hear some of the topics. I might go to that Facebook post I saw earlier and just kind of bring up some of the comments here and there. I know it's not factual evidence or knowledge, but it might be interesting to see what they've been chatting about, because that was something that was brought up today. KM6FAK, back to you.
All right, yeah, that sounds good, Jason. WG5EEK, Mike.
Hey guys, this is WG5EEK. The only cool stuff going on right now is I got this serial cable that goes into my computer, Windows 98 machine, and then I can program this really cool Max Track 300 that those of you coming in on EchoLink or AllStar are hitting the repeater with. So now I can do some tweaking. Back to you, WG5EEK.
Oh, excellent. And thank you again for setting up all the digital stuff that we're working on. Much appreciated, and it sounds like getting a pretty big crowd out there on it. All right, who was next? Where was I? KN6ACK, Daryl.
Hey there, no traffic. I called up the EchoLink thing here, and there's a bit of a delay between what you're saying, probably about 2 seconds. But other than that, I maybe that's normal. I don't know. I haven't really used EchoLink a whole lot, but I am registered there. But yeah, so there you go. No traffic. All is good. Happy days. KN6ACK.
W6CRP for identification on the W6VBR repeater. And Daryl, I think that is normal. I am not an EchoLink Pro or very familiar with it, but I've heard them talking about, yeah, there's a delay, and that's why I try to slow myself down and leave a gap in there so EchoLink folks can key up and get on. But thank you for that, and KN6HLU.
HLU, no traffic.
Well, congratulations, and yeah, welcome aboard. A lot of folks here usually out doing stuff. We do mountaintopping and simplex and whatever hits their fancy, so join in. Glad to have you aboard. KN6HKM, Chris.
KN6HKM, Chris here in Clayton. Not that much exciting going on. I've got a little project to replace the HT in my truck with a FT-991A. It'll be the first time I'm really trying to get a nice permanent setup in that truck, so I may be reaching out for some tips through this project, but it looks pretty straightforward, and looking forward to having a proper radio in the truck. Other than that, no traffic, thanks.
Yeah, let me see, 2980, is that the Yaesu, that George Foreman grill?
Yes, sir. That's the George Foreman grill, as the donkey will attest to.
Awesome. I've got one of those up at the cabin, and 80 watts. That does help from up there. It's a nice radio. It's been really good so far, so congrats on that. KN6 ETB.
Nothing fancy happening over here. Just debating on whether I need to order me an NVED antenna. I'm thinking about getting me an MFJ. I believe it's the 1882 LP or something like that. Maybe getting into some QRP.
Oh, nice. And how long is that one? You got plenty of room to put that one up?
Yeah, the one that I was looking at is actually, where'd that sucker go? Oh, I lost it. Anyhow, it's 132 feet long, so pretty much just the camping rig. I got a 25-foot flagpole I mount on the trailer, so I figure I can maybe get a little inverter V on there.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good size, and yeah, that would be sweet. Get a mobile setup like that. All right, KI5 FME.
Yeah, this is Andrew in Texas, KI5 FME. Good to be hanging out with you guys. Thanks a lot. No other traffic.
Yeah, well, thank you, sir, for calling in from Texas, reaching out and touching someone. Very cool. And N6 VLF Kevin. Presidente wandered off. Let's see, W6LEE Joshua.
That's what you call a double.
Hey, Carlos. No traffic here. Looking forward to breakfast and then also the swap meet at the end. But when you came back, you doubled. It might have been Kevin coming back. But anyway, thank you.
He's got to get out of his recliner.
Okay, let me back up then. Is that you, Kevin, N6 BLF?
Yeah, that was me. I don't have anything to offer at this point. I just wanted to say I didn't have anything to offer and tell Jason that the video and the audio looks great, and Mike, everything you're doing is working great. It's just really cool, and I'm really glad everybody's checking in from all over the country and enjoying the 2-meter crew net. You guys continue on. This is N6VLF. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And yeah, much appreciated all the work Mike has put in on AllStar and getting us up and running and getting the EchoLink set up, and yourself too, Kevin. Makes it kind of fun. People can check in from all over. Back to the list, KI6UJH. I think that was Doug.
Yeah, hi everyone. No traffic. I've just been working on CW, and it's a long road. And I'm planning to go to the brunch or the breakfast on Sunday at 9 in Benicia. So looking forward to meeting some people. This is Doug, sitting in his car in Antioch, KI6UJH.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm hoping we have another good turnout. We had quite a bunch the last couple of breakfasts, and it was pretty good. Good conversation and a lot of fun. I enjoy it, meeting everybody. All right, let's see. WA6PKJ, Mr. Saratoga.
I got just a couple things. Comment for Mike, and I concur with Kevin wholeheartedly. That extra bandwidth has really done the job, and EchoLink has been very smooth, even though the live broadcasting or the live streaming's going on as well at the same time. So it's working out very, very nicely. So very good job on that. And excuse me. Let's see, one thing that I'm doing, a couple weeks ago we had Rob, KM6YKX, give a little talk about emergency preparedness in general, and how that might play into ham radio communications in particular. So after listening to that, it kind of scared me. So today I had a contractor come over to the house, and I'm having a cutover switch mounted onto my house. And what that does, what that allows you to do is if PG&E turns your power off or something like that, as they did quite a few times last summer, all you have to do is go into this little box, flip a switch, and then you can plug your outboard generator into that, and it will power your house through through the house's electrical system. So it makes it very easy. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you, Carlos. WA6PKJ.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've been looking at that system for the cabin, especially. I picked up that little generator this year that seems to run pretty well. And we do lose power a couple of times up there on the hill. So it makes it an easy switch and plug in the generator and the house is powered up. So yeah, sounds like a cool deal. All right, KM6YKX, speaking of Mr. Rob, the Auburn Assassin.
Oh, sorry I scared you, Rod. It's getting real, though. Anyway, just saying. All right, yep, I'm just hanging. I've got an amplifier, my first amplifier coming tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I'm apprehensive because, you know, I got to go through the learning curve. And earlier today, a bunch of us were down on 80 meters, just, you know, half an hour ago, and boy, it was booming. So excited about that. And, yeah, I'm going to... After I sign off here, I'm going to check out and go to my local Elmer net and see if I can get some more amplifier knowledge locally here. And anyway, so that's my new thing. I'm getting amped up.
Very cool. K8JEK, John.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is John. I'm fairly new ham. Had my license now about a month and a half.
All right.
My first time on EchoLink. I saw you guys on Facebook and figured I'd try to give you a call out there to see how this thing works. Finally figured it out. And I appreciate you letting me check in. Excuse me. It's a little weather report. It's 24 degrees here in Ohio right now. And we've got approximately about an inch of snow, expecting to get 3 to 4 more inches tomorrow. Other than that, that's about it. So, and I'll be out for the next go-around. This will be K8JEK. Back to you, Carlos. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much for checking in. And yeah, that's interesting. You guys are getting kind of cold in the snow, and you know, out here in California, it feels like spring. It's almost kind of scary. Spring already in the middle of winter, and hopefully we get at least one more push with some rain and snow on the mountains. But things, they are changing.
That's my weather station now. 62 outside.
Well, good evening, everybody, and good evening, and thank you to W6VVR for the use of this fantastic system. Carlos, I don't really have a whole lot to offer tonight, other than, as usual, I know it sounds like I say this every time, but I'm absolutely impressed where this group has taken this hobby for me personally, and it's kind of exciting. It's breathing, putting a lot of good, fresh blood into a hobby that sometimes can get stagnant, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm having a blast. Other than that, I'm a little frustrated. Got a new laptop, trying to, anyway, had to swap it out, and so I got a new one, and trying to reinstall HRD, Ham Radio Deluxe, on the new laptop, and it's saying my key is not bad, so I'm going to let someone else go. I'm pretty useless to the net, other than my little complaining session there, and so I'm going to get back to try and figure out what the heck I did wrong or whatever. Something I did, I'm sure. But anyway, that's all I got, Mr. Carlos, and good evening to all. And Carlos, as usual, thank you very much for doing the net. And Jason, you're a stud behind the scenes, and I love what you're doing. My dad really likes. And by the way, Jason, non-hams are starting to watch your YouTube channel. It seems that my dad's sister, and her husband, who own a ranch down in the Central Valley, lots of vegetables for the state and all over the place, they like to watch you now, and they're not even hams. So, Jason, my hat's off to you as well. Everybody enjoy. I'm going to get back to doing what I got to do before...
Just having fun in the hobby.
Carlos, thank you again. WUNQ in the North Bay.
And W6CRP for identification, and that's just because Jason's sexy. Moving on, KM6TAX, Ted.
Yeah, wait, why am I going on? Jason's talking. Go ahead, Jason. I don't have much to say. I'm just here. You probably don't have a picture of me anyway.
Ted,
I'll talk for a little bit to see if my picture shows up. Anyway, I don't have anything much to say, but thanks everyone for keeping the hobby interesting, and yeah, I love the topics, and hope everyone's having a good night. Carlos, take it away. KM6TAX.
All right, thank you, sir. Oh, and here we go to our northern chapter in Washington. Can we get an update from KM6DALD1, the only Nick?
All right, Carlos, I'm trying this on my phone tonight because I killed the battery on my HT that I had hooked up. But yeah, not much new. Thanks for doing the net as always, and thanks again to Mike for keeping the EchoLink system set up. But not much new. Got my antenna raised a little bit better here. I had it a little bit below the roof line, and my house is super tall here, so it's kind of hard to finagle it where I need it on the mast. But got that set up, and I'm getting ever closer to purchasing the stuff for the AllStar node that I want to make, because that's kind of exciting. And I'm just really just blown away that there's so many people checking in from all over the place, and to see the progression of this thing. So thanks to Jason and everybody, getting everybody connected. So awesome stuff, and I'll keep listening. And yeah, that's about all I have, and good to hear everybody on there tonight. So back to you, Carlos. KM6DAL from Everett.
Yeah, thank you for checking in, Nick, and tell everybody we said hello, especially my partner in crime there, Molly. Moving on, KD6KWB.
Hey, Carlos in the group, KD6KWV. Man, sure is great to hear you, Nick. Sure miss you, brother. Just wanted to throw that out there while you got your radio on. And things aren't going to be the same without you, but man, I'll tell you, hearing you on the air tonight warmed my heart. So thanks for being around. Every time, Carlos, it's always Thursday. And I look and I'm all, I missed the net again. So Jason probably thinks I'm just a ham squash. But Jace, thank you so much. This is sounding great. I was going to go try to check you out on YouTube, but I wanted to stand by. It's really nice to hear everybody else as well. That being said, y'all have a ball, make the best of it, enjoy the rest of it. Kilo Delta 6 Kilo Whiskey Victor, Concord, California.
All righty, thank you, and have a good evening. And N6 SMH.
All right, good evening, Net. Anyways, my projects from this last week have been setting up. I have a TYT handheld that
Okay, Ted, I got you there.
Some time ago, and I just went ahead and set up all the different channels on there, about 100 of them, and the same ones I use on my other 2 radios, so that everything is synced up, all the channels match, and that's kind of what I've been doing. And I also just signed up on the 2 Meter Crew website. I'm not sure what that gets me, but I went ahead and did it, and that's me for tonight. Thanks, N6SMH.
It makes you a 2 Meter Crew member is what it does. And that's all it's about. It started with just a handful of knuckleheads on the radio, a couple of newbies, and some older Elmers came in, got us going, and
you had it right the
stayed
first
pretty
time.
active. It just kept growing and blowing up from there, and pretty soon we had the anti-net. So welcome aboard. KM6YKN, Dave. All right. Man, almost everybody has answered the call to check in tonight. That's pretty cool. I think that might have been the first that didn't. KD6KWV. Hang on, we already did you once. I did write you down twice, Bobby Lee. KM6UUQ, Zach. And I jinxed myself. K6RSR. All right, any other late check-ins?
KM6GWO. Good evening, Carlos. Good evening to the net. This is Corey, Vacaville, coming in on my little HT. I don't have anything, no traffic. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Keep up all the good work. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Jason. And keep up the 2 Meter Crew. You guys are doing a wonderful job. I love hearing the net and everything you guys are doing. Kilo Mike 6, Golf Whiskey Oscar. Work later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
More doubles.
All right, Corey. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else checking in?
Hey, Carlos, real quick.
Go ahead.
Thanks. I wanted to mention someone else has not been mentioned, and it's imperative because he's part of the guys who got this whole thing started, and that's Mr. WA6JKV or TKJ. That's it. We gotta give the person the right. Anyway, Rod with the web page and everything. So thank you, Rod. Thank you.
Rod, I need a picture of you. I don't have a picture of you.
Godfather of the 2 Meter Crew. Absolutely. Thank you, Rodney. And anybody else going to check in?
KM6WNU, Steve up here in Clear Lake. No traffic.
All right, Steve, thanks for checking in. Anybody else?
This is the only picture I have of Rod here. Jesus. With an M16A1. I would have to guess. Uh-oh. You're opening the carrier, but no audio.
Yes. KC9.
Oh, good.
050. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. My name is Nina Echo.
KC9ZVZ. I think I caught that right. And man, thank you for the long distance call in. Good to have you checking in. Anything for the net tonight?
Not much. I found you on YouTube. Saw YouTube. So
All right,
came
thanks for joining
here
us.
and wanted to say hi from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where I have 23 degrees.
Ooh.
Wisconsin, yeah, that is getting out there, and that's cold. You're up in that frozen land. But very good to hear you, and thanks for checking in. Anybody else late checking in before we move on to the topics?
KC1MQH over in Maine.
Was that KC1MQH?
Yeah, roger that, over here in the state of Maine.
Man, I don't think it gets much further than that across these states. Very cool. We are sitting right on, now we're inside the bay from San Francisco Bay, maybe 30 minutes or so, maybe an hour for some of the folks, but that's coast to coast right there. Very cool. Anything else for the net?
No, I think you found you on YouTube and when I saw the EchoLink thing there, so I figured I'd jump in EchoLink and try to grab you live and all that. Over?
Yeah, you are making it in just fine. I think there was a little bit of a double there at the front end of it, but very cool, and thank you for checking in. Anybody else checking in?
This is Phil, KM6QLG Vacville. They say I'm an official member, but I did make it to the winter net up at Mount Diablo. Observing, enjoyed what little view we had and the camaraderie, and Mike cooking his hot dogs and just visiting. This is Phil, KM6QLG. Nothing for the net, just monitoring.
Carlos, I
All
just
right, Phil,
realized.
thanks for checking in. All right, we're going to jump in. Now we had a lot of folks checking in, and
The logo's on your
a lot of
face.
good info today. That was pretty cool. So for the topics, did you guys kind of dwell on that? So the first one folks thought about was safe distances from antennas, thinking about RF exposure. Did anybody want to jump in on that one and offer up any wisdom, insight, or something you read?
Carlos, one last time before you get hopping into this, I just want to run another commercial, and probably the most important, well, just as important to everybody else, but at least I haven't heard anybody acknowledge this guy, and I think it's imperative that everybody hear it right now. So if you don't mind, I would like to go ahead and run a commercial by.
Absolutely, hit it.
Muchas gracias, Mr. Carlos, and I just wanted to say a very thank you to the Vaca Valley Radio Club of Solano County with a call sign of W6VVR, first and foremost. And, you know, part of the guy who is responsible keeping the 2-meter crew, Carlos, able to do what he's doing, Jason to be able to do what he does, and me and everybody else to be able to participate in such a fantastic thing. The one guy I think that really needs to be acknowledged here, and he has a call sign, is as follows. His call sign's Whiskey Golf 5. I know it's a weird one. 5. Whiskey Golf 5, Echo, Echo, Kilowatt. His name is Mike. He's out of Vacaville, California. And so if anybody's wondering how the magic and how it all happens, that would be Mike. So, y'all, if you ever hear him, just say thank you or whatever. Again, he's Mike out of Vacaville, California with the call sign of WG5EEK. And Carlos, that's all I got, man. And I think it's imperative that everybody acknowledges, or at least knows who's behind the scenes making all this work with Jason. And hats off to all y'all. And I'm going to shut up for now. And I got nothing on EMI and the radiation effects. Just stay away from UHF and above and keep safe practices. I can go on and on, but y'all don't want to hear me. So that's all I got. Carlos, back to you, and thanks again for letting me run that commercial. WU1Q in the North Bay, California.
Yeah, and definitely thank you to Mike. And Mike is also in the service for us, so thank you for serving, Mike. We do all appreciate it. And anybody else on antenna safety and RF exposure?
So I'll kick it off here, Carlos. Let me see if I have it. Okay. Yeah, so perusing Facebook earlier this morning. Oh my, let me, okay. Oh. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I was on Facebook and under the Parks on the Air. Not sure if everyone is familiar with that, but really neat organization, website. And it's exactly what it sounds like, Parks on the Air. These are both national and state parks. They have a website, they have a Facebook site, and so I was checking that out, and the question came up by William Callow, C-A-L-O-W, and he just kind of went on talking about when he goes out to these parks and he does activations, you know, he was concerned with other people and their proximity and, you know, either roping it off or barricading it off. And in some cases, it could be tricky. In other cases, I'm sure a lot of parks, you're fairly remote. But I think it's a great question, especially because you're out there. You want to kind of tread lightly for the parks. And so he just kind of threw the question out there. And, you know, there's 39 comments. I'm not going to read them all. But, you know, ultimately, it looks like a large majority, if you're doing about 100 watts and you stay at least 10 feet away and obviously don't touch the antenna, you should be good. But again, this is just kind of what I'm coming up with comments and reading through their kind of best practice. But yeah, so, you know, check that out with all the comments, and I'm kind of interested to know what other people do or what they've seen or learned. So back to you, Carlos, KM6FAK.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just like our recent winter field day, there was quite a few of us up there, and we had various antennas up in the air, and some were wire, and came down, you know, fairly close to the ground or onto the ground. So yeah, it's interesting. Anybody have any other insight into antenna safety? And Mitch, we do want to hear from you. W6CRP for our ID on the 2 meter crew anti-net. Working off the W6BVR repeater. Looking for anybody with discussion for the topic on antenna safety and RF exposure.
Crickets.
November Papa 3, Romeo Hotel.
I think I copied a November Papa 3. Was that a Romeo Delta?
November Papa 3, Romeo Hotel.
Ah, very good. Got you. NP3RH. Thank you for checking in to the 2 meter crew anti-net. We're out here in California on the West Coast. And where are you calling in from?
My name is Carlos from Puerto Rico. I'm just watching you guys up in the YouTube, and now I went through EchoLink to say hi. No traffic. May God bless you guys. 73.
Excellent. Thank you very much for checking in, and my name is Carlos too. So good on the net. All right. Anybody? Didn't sound like we have much more info on antennas.
Boy, thanks
so
for
I'm gonna
checking
give
in
it
from Puerto Rico. That is some good
try. The
DX.
other
How
topic
about that?
we kind of looked at
It's so much
was,
fun, this hobby.
Propagation reports,
Right on. Well,
where
welcome.
we're getting the sunspot info and the different pieces of that information. Anybody have any good websites to go to, or any guidance on what we're looking for, or what's gonna tell us we're having good propagation?
Carlos, on the 2 Meter Crew website, one of the menu items is called propagation. And if you click on that, it'll take you to a website that will shows a world map, and you can set all these different parameters to get an idea of how you might be able to get out at any one given time on any band, on any ham band. So there's that. It is, there's a lot of things you can do with it that are quite sophisticated, but you can also interact with it on a simpler level. So, for example, if you wanted to try and talk to somebody in Florida, you could go on there and see what bands might be open, theoretically, given the conditions down to Florida, and so on and so forth. So it's quite handy. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's pretty good. And that's about it.
Oh, great info. That's very cool. And propagation reports. Anybody else going to chime in?
This is WH6GHN, Honolulu, Hawaii, Brandon. Just coming in through Mike's EchoLink there, and I just want to tell you guys, if you're interested in sunspot activity, try spaceweather.com. They've got all the activity of all the solar, to include geomagnetic storming, the flares, solar winds, all that stuff. So could be interesting for you.
Ooh. What was that website? Put it in the chat.
Good info. It kind of chopped up a little bit. Can I get your call sign one more time, and then that website?
WH6GHN, Brandon, Honolulu, and the website is spaceweather.com.
Oh, Brandon, thank you. You got it that time. And spaceweather.com. Have to check that out. Thank you. Any other info or input?
Oh.
Remember, I just coordinate here.
Where are the sunspots?
Other folks got to participate and share the knowledge.
Did we cover hamqsl.com? It's kind of like space weather, I think. This is N6SMH.
hamqsl.com. Writing it down. That sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to circle back around here. Jason, any other updates on our live stream or comments going on there?
Yes. KM6FAK. Doing good. People are in the chat, having fun. Everything's holding solid. I think we are no longer a bad Japanese flick. I've been kind of going along and keeping up with some of these websites. That's great. I think we've kind of attracted a handful of people to where it's hard just to rag chew. In the beginning, there was just a handful of us, and we would double half the time, and that's kind of part of the fun. But this is great. I can't believe some of the stations that are checking in and saying hello to us. No, I don't have anything. I'm a little scatterbrained right now, just running a bunch of things here. But some people did mention that the EchoLink might be in or out. So there's two different links. There's as you see on the screen, there's the Whiskey 6 VVR, and then there's the other one, the WG5 EEK. So try those two if you're having trouble. The back office is aware. We are improving and upgrading bandwidth and connections and all of that stuff. I believe right now this traffic is being handled via Wi-Fi, which is fine for probably 10, 20 users. But as we can see tonight, we've had, I think we have 28 viewers live and 150 playback so far. So that's way cool. And it also helps the algorithm of YouTube to hit that like button. So if you're enjoying yourself and you like the video, you know, smash that like button, as they say. It does help to kind of push that video to other people out there and let them know that we're doing this. So for right now, I'll kick it back to you, Carlos. Thanks for doing the net. KM6FAK.
Yeah, I think I've got, if I can see my notes here, because I ran out of spaces tonight. Looks like we're at about 29 check-ins. And that's Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Maine, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Ohio, Texas, and it seems like I'm missing some. I think that's most of them, but pretty cool getting out there and reaching some folks. So any other last comments or anything for the net before we sign it off?
KK6 comment. Ned and Carson. KK6 comment. Ned.
That's the YouTube
Right,
echo.
I got a comment, but hang on there one sec. And then I had a station trying to check in. You guys were doubling up a little bit. Station, can you come again?
Kilo 6 Romeo Quebec Delta.
Kilo 6 Romeo Quebec Delta. Good evening. And do you have anything for the net tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's the first time I've seen this YouTube stuff, and I just wanted to say kudos to Jason. Good job on that. This is pretty entertaining. So that's all for today.
Thanks, Ed. Great to hear you. We miss you down here, buddy.
Carlos, you got a boatload of people waiting to check in.
Alrighty, we'll go ahead and take check-ins again there for a minute. Alright, come one at a time. And who's checking in?
W1 FRD, Fred here, just got off work. Hello, Carlos.
Hey, Fred, thanks for checking in. Anything for the net tonight?
N6 RDX, Ned and Carson City.
Pass rate, but I'm working at it.
Alright, little double there with you, Fred, and I did catch N6 RDX, I believe it was, in Carson City. Well, welcome aboard. Any other check-ins? Alright, we're taking late check-ins for the 2-meter crew anti-net. Any check-ins, either analog or EchoLink, come now.
Key Bravo 6, Whiskey Yankee Foxtrot, Mike Vacaville.
Local boy.
WYF, Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Get in there, Carlos.
Alright, thanks for checking in. Anybody else checking in?
Visitor?
Alright, try one more time, station.
Visitor?
Yeah, visitor, go ahead and log in. And before you start, there's no visitors here.
That's right.
Open net, absolutely.
I was just going to say that. No visitors.
Come again with your call sign.
We're all visiting this earth.
Kilo 6, Tango, Vector Tango, Randy, Stockton, no traffic.
Alright, Randy, thanks for checking in. K6 TVT, I believe I got it right. Confirm. Roger. All right, thank you. Anybody else checking in? All right. Well, that was a pretty dang good net tonight, and I don't know, we're probably up to 35 now, I think. But large net, a lot of people participating. That's what keeps it good is the conversation, comments from you guys, so I appreciate it. If you guys have thoughts on future topics, you know, we're always trying to get somebody new to come in and cover a topic. It can be short, 5 minutes. It can be elaborate, 15. We're pretty open, flexible club, not a club. Let me know. Post it up on the 2 Meter Crew Facebook or onto the website, number 2metercrew.com, or the Facebook site is 2MC. And suggestions for topics or other things, you can pop on there, and I peruse them every now and then, and we'll pick it up. But thank you, everybody, for joining this evening. That was definitely a lot of good info and good talking to everybody. So this will be Whiskey 6, Charlie Romeo Papa, clearing the 2 Meter Crew Antinet. And thank you again to the Vaca Valley Radio Club for the use of the W6 VVR repeater. Everybody have a good night.
KC9 Kilo Victor Zulu. I have one question.
Yes, Mr. Oshkosh from Wisconsin. Go ahead.
Is your net every Wednesday night?
Yes, sir. We hold it on this frequency, on the W6 VVR repeater, every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Pacific time. And so definitely jump on in and look forward to hearing from you again.
Yeah, that's right. I just changed the EchoLink. That is the normal.
Okay, I see if I can remember. Thank you for having me every night and talk to you down the road. KC9 Zulu Victor Zulu. We're clear.
KC9 Zulu Victor Zulu 73.
Thanks for hosting the net tonight, Carlos, KN6DAL. Jason, if you're still out there, FAK, I had a quick question for you.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, I'm still here. What's happening?
Yeah, my question is there any merit to having multiple AllStar nodes linked in and this is going to come off pretty novice because I'm still kind of uneducated on how it all works, but I'm going to work through it because I'm going to build one here soon. And my question is this: is there a merit to building multiple AllStar nodes that link in somehow to the repeater in the form of creating more bandwidth so that there's like multiple ways for people to access the repeater, so that it's not bogged down, I guess you could say, because you're saying that when it's hooked up through Wi-Fi, it can only accommodate so many people. If there's multiple access points, does that help, or does it just rely on the kind of one point that's linked to the repeater itself?
Well, I'm actually going to refer to my experts, Mike and Kevin. So I have not gotten AllStar here in my shack yet. That is something I really want. One use case I have is to build it with a radio and then Wi-Fi to my phone. When I go camping, then I can just HT into the radio AllStar Wi-Fi dongle thing in the RV and be on HT outside. But I haven't even scratched the surface. So let me kick that over to Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Let us know. I think people might be curious too. what is going on? Like maybe that 20,000 foot overview of what's going on currently with EchoLink and AllStar. I know you mentioned it before, but it's very interesting. So go ahead.
Well, this is WG5EEK, and I just want to say I'm thankful for Kevin for helping me build the node. I am very still much learning on this, so I've had this thing for about a month. So I think the limiting factor right now is my Wi-Fi. Kevin has loaned me a long enough Ethernet cable that I can run it from the inside of my house. So hopefully we'll have less issues. But I believe the limiting factor is going to be whichever node is going to be talking to the repeater for the most part. Now, when you guys all connect together, each node obviously is a link in the chain. So if you guys are just all on EchoLink and you spread it out, you guys should be on the internet only. So again, it's going to be dependent upon the speed of each node and its capability to host. So I'm hoping that mine will be fixed shortly. But that's my take on it. That's my understanding, is that right now I'm the limiting factor for the nodes being kind of slow for EchoLink.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So you are linked just through radio wave to the repeater, is that right? Or are you somehow connected through the internet directly to the repeater? And if that's the case, are you able to connect multiple nodes to the repeater via the internet? Is that a possibility?
So my node is just in my garage. I'm using an old Motorola MaxTrack 300 that I got from Kevin, and we worked on together to modify it to work with AllStar and the audio fob that we bought, that we purchased. So right now it's actually just going out on an antenna from my house up to the hill on the repeater. So there's no direct link. It's all RF after my node. But you could technically have as many nodes as you wanted, as long as they had either a link to the repeater via RF, or if there was a way to tie in direct, which we plan on doing eventually. Then to answer your question, you can have multiple nodes hitting the same repeater, but it just increases your amount of doubling, which is fine. We just all have to make sure we're cognizant and taking turns. Does that answer your question there, Nick?
VLF.
Hi, Kevin. I heard you in there.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
I was just going to comment that it doesn't really matter. The speed doesn't change with the actual physical link between the AllStar unit and the repeater. And so what it boils down to is if you have one good node that's connected to the repeater, which at this point we do, and there's enough bandwidth on that node, and you could, call it a small hub, and then individuals connect to that one node, and that one node takes it into the repeater. Now, if you guys bring up the bubble chart that Mike put on there for a link, let it drop. You'll notice that there's WG5EEK and there's W6VVR. A W6VVR node is connected to the WG5EEK, and it doesn't matter if there was extra nodes connected to W6VVR or WG5EEK, because the bottleneck's going to happen wherever it's connected to the repeater, and it's typically better that we tie in with AllStar so that we don't have a bunch of radio traffic colliding here in our area. But I think probably you asked what time it was, and we told you how to build a clock, I think.
Yeah, I'm picking it up here. My question was kind of prefaced to sort of recognize whether there was a way for me to contribute from up here to establishing better or maybe more widespread ability to connect. And the answer to that, it seems like, is no at this point. But nonetheless, I'm still going to build a node, and so that sprung another question. You said that AllStar is a better way to link. If I was to build an AllStar node and link directly to Mike's AllStar node, that would be a better way to connect than to use just an EchoLink connection.
Yes, and you can connect directly. If Mike's connected to the system, yes. And when the W6VVR, the W6VVR node is on the Mad Scientist Frankenstein bench right as we speak, but it's operating, and we're using it like a hub and just testing it, and it's going to be connected directly to the repeater here real soon. So the switching back and forth will be even faster. So pretty soon you're going to want to hook up to the W6VVR here in the next couple weeks. Well, don't hold your breath. You might turn blue, just like the circle on the screen. But yeah. And by the way, I saw some chatter on the chat. I'm not sure if it was directed towards us or not, but yeah, if you guys want to connect into the node and listen to what's going on, chat with us, yeah, feel free to do so. We just ask it, everybody, just be polite. And one thing I'd like you all to do, let me let it drop, is before you connect, take a look at the bubble chart and go, okay, they're just connect like right now, it's fine. But don't connect to like the Win system. Don't connect yourself to node 2560, which is gargantuan. That's a good node to look at, by the way. Go look at node 2560 and see how they do it. That's pretty impressive. But you're welcome to connect to that, but don't connect to that and then connect to our stuff, because then it kind of gets kind of messy. So just take care that you don't accidentally connect two gargantuan systems together. That's what I got to watch out for. Because we did that this morning on accident, but we got it turned off pretty quick. Anyways, there you go. Have fun. I see Jason is putting it up on the screen for y'all so you can see what it looks like. Jason, you're like awesome, man. Did anybody ever told you that?
Thanks. Where can we get the live bubble? Is that a link I can have and throw up there? That'd be kind of cool to show. Right now I was just showing some, images from Google.
Just posted it in the YouTube chat, so if you go there and copy paste and put it up, that shows the Win System 2560 hub node with everybody else connected to it, and it's huge.
Yeah, you can click on the one Mike put up for us and see what we're doing. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah.
RG, can one of you post that in GroupMe, either Mike or Jason, possibly, if you're able to post that link, because I want to look around on that. But all right, I'm going to get to work, and I'll have lots of questions for you guys as soon as I get all the stuff to start the build. My intent is to hook it up to the only spare radio that I have that's not a little handheld, which is a Kenwood TM 221A, and I'll see what happens from there. So wish me luck, and thank you guys for the info. The Antinet was awesome. And to anybody who's still listening through EchoLink, if you have friends in the area that you're in, let them know. Bring them on board. We love to have everybody. And I think we all got a lot better about the doubling thing. So that seems to be helpful. But awesome. So thanks so much, KN6DAL.
That was a very cool net tonight. And if any of you guys listening on EchoLink or other are up near Washington Way, that was Nick, our northern brethren, getting ready to start up an 2-meter crew anti-net up that way. So give Nick a shout and see what activities you can get going up there.
N6RDX with a question and comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm the one that's here in Carson City, and I've got a question and comment. First of all, with the EchoLink, I'm on EchoLink right now, and nobody gives it a chance to reset so someone can jump in or even talk, because it's in constant receive all the time because everybody's too quick on the key. And that's on EchoLink. So I wanted to make that comment because it took me forever to get in here. And I'm sure other people have the same problem.
Yeah, good point.
Nobody gives it a chance to recycle. Also, as far as AllStar, I can get into the K5BLS repeater over here and connect to you guys on your side. But what I'm concerned about is if I do connect to the node and the net's going on, there are people that are sometimes connected to Arizona on that system also. And I just don't want to, create any conflict or bother if other people don't want to listen to it. But I connect in because I would want to listen to it. So that was my question about connecting to you guys through the AllStar node over here. Over?
Yeah, definitely good comments. And we're still fairly new to EchoLink, and I know I keep trying to remind myself to leave a gap for the EchoLink folks to be able to link up and chime in. So I will definitely keep working on that. And a reminder through the net surely helps me. But we'll get used to it. We are working on it, and they're doing a good job. And watching Jason right now, what were you drinking, and typing on now. You're doing a good job. It's a pretty cool live stream there, buddy.
Hey, just real quick, Carlos. I honestly think that you did a pretty good job of leaving room there. I was listening in and out during the original check-ins, and when you did call for EchoLink, you left a pretty good gap there. I think as things progress, there's so many people on now, which is great. It just makes it hard to comment, and I think that's just part of being linked through EchoLink that
it is a challenge.
That we all have to understand. There is a good 1.5 second delay between the live transmission over the radio waves and what we're hearing, and so that I think is in and of itself just kind of the nature of the beast as it grows. So unfortunately for people like me and the gentleman in Carson City, there will be times where we have to sit back and kind of wait our turn a little bit,
James.
because we're not in Vacaville or the surrounding area. But it's I think that during the check-in, you definitely did a great job of opening it up, and then in the end there, a lot of people, it gained some momentum pretty quick. So maybe we just need to kind of ad-lib towards taking late check-ins, like right at the very end, like we did, because this seems to be building steam pretty quick. KN6DA Alpha ID.
Yeah, I think my count was 34 here as I went back through my notes. They're scratched all over because I literally ran out of room from our original design on the...
I see in the chat there, Mitch.
Here. I'm going to have to
you need a
do
picture.
some revamping and make myself some more boxes to catch all the names in. But, man, it was just very cool. I mean, Puerto Rico, Ohio, Wisconsin, Texas, Hawaii, just very, very cool. And I liked cycling back to Jason now and then to kind of give us a update on what the streaming video was looking like, because I am not watching it. I've got pen in hand and I'm just trying to keep track of everything else, so it was kind of cool to circle around and get that update.
Heck yeah. And Kevin, you still out there?
Yeah, it's a Big 10-4. Good buddy.
Hey, so you made a comment to me. I think it's very interesting because a lot of people, myself included, was not aware of what that noise is. What were you telling me we need to filter out? Because, it's something we program in our radios, which is the PL tone, but I don't think a lot of us understand what exactly that means. So could you kind of unpack that a little bit? I find that really curious. And I guess the bad thing is once we say this, everyone will notice it. Maybe they have not already. So go ahead.
Are you talking about your voice? I just want to make sure I'm going to talk about the right thing.
The PL tone.
Dude, I know. All right, let me let it drop, make sure I got it. Okay, for those of you who are listening on the YouTube channel, this is primarily for you. What's happening is Jason in his super duper ham radio TV studio is sucking the audio off of a really cool radio, and he's bringing it into his studio mixer and doing his magic. As you can see right now, he's magicizing with his hands. Anyways, and he's inserting the repeater audio along with his audio and the other things he's doing onto the internet. Well, in doing so, our repeater has kind of a hot PL. It's not really low, but it's 127.3. Well, his receiver is not filtering it out completely, and most likely you can't hear it on the 3 or 4 inch speaker that he's got, but he's running in the mixer, it's getting emphasized, and we're hearing it. So that little tone on your speaker coming through your computer speaker, or your stereo or TV, however you're watching the YouTube channel at home, is 127.3, the PL tone. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a special Wham Bam super duper filter, and we're going to get rid of it before it goes into his studio mixer so that it won't be there anymore. Now, you don't hear it on your radios typically because your radios have that filter built into it. And so anything below 300 hertz is pretty much dead. But Jason's radio will take it right down to 30, 40, 50 hertz, man, to get that extended single sideband sound and to get Jason's voice sounding as awesome as he is in person. So we're going to filter it out so you don't have to listen to that buzz anymore, and you're not hearing it on your HDs or your mobiles, stuff like that. It's not a big deal, but Jason is a perfectionist, and we're going to get that studio as perfect as we can. How was that, Jason? Did you repeat that?
No, that was great. Perfect.
Out of the stage, just to disregard that last comment.
Yeah, I got you there, Kevin. Very good. Well, all right there, ladies and gentlemen. For the live stream right now, I've got to wrap things up, but please stay on the repeater. You got the EchoLink node there, the AllStar chat away. For me, the kids just came home, and I've got to go do some dad duty. We got homeworks and baths and bed, and you know how it is, young families. So 73 This is KM6FAK. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in and joined us. And we will catch you next Wednesday, 7-3.
All right, thank you again, Jason. Have a good night. W6CRP, and I think I will be going clear myself. Good night, everybody.